Hey, what's going on YouTube? 2Sketchy coming at you with my list of strategy games set to release in 2020, and with 2019 wrapping up, I figured this would be a good time to start talking about the games you and I should get excited for. Starting off with Iron Harvest, and well, this shouldn't be a surprise to any of my subscribers. Iron Harvest is striving to bring back the classic RTS gameplay with a twist, taking place in an alternate universe created by Jakub Różalski. It will be launching with 3 factions, Saxony, Polania, and Ruswiec, with its focus on a large overarching story campaign and also elements of online PvP and co-op modes. If big diesel mechs and old school World War battles are your kind of thing, definitely put this one on your Steam wishlist, and in the meantime, you can check out many of my other videos on this channel and stay tuned for many more to come, as Iron Harvest is scheduled to release in September 1st, 2020. Age of Empires 4. The 4th addition to the Age of Empires series, AoE 4, made by Relic Entertainment and Microsoft Studios, is evolving how an RTS game should be played with this addition to the series. Not much has been revealed to us yet, as they just recently released a small gameplay trailer. However, some interviews have been taking place since then, which taught us that the development team is focused to make this game new gamer friendly as possible while maintaining its cohesion with veterans alike. Creative director Adam Isegrim says, and I quote, "Generally speaking, the longer a genre exists, the games that are responsible for taking it forward tend to make it more complicated. With Age of Empires 4, it was important for us to back away from that." End quote. It sounds like they're really willing to stir the pot here and reintroduce us on a fresh take of the RTS genre. From what I've seen, I think the direction they're headed will make AoE 4 a nice addition to the 2020 RTS lineup, and I'm excited to dive into it as it's nearly been 20 or so years since I've played an AoE game. Total War Saga Troy. Created by Creative Assembly, this is the first in the award-winning strategy series to focus on the Bronze Age Mediterranean and the legendary 20-year conflict between the kingdoms of Troy and the Mycenaean Greece, known as the Trojan War. Through Total War's unique blend of grand, turn-based empire management and spectacular real-time battles, Troy explores the epic conflict from both the Greek and the Trojan perspectives, peeling back the layers of myth and legend to reveal the realities that may have transpired. Total War has been a staple in the genre of strategy games with its Warhammer series and will continue to develop its grasp of both the RTS and grand strategy genre. It'll be cool to see what units will be made available to us and what mechanics they're going to develop to be able to overcome your opponent. Many of us have probably read the books while we're in school, but now we'll be able to see the battles firsthand, which is exciting to be a part of. Troy is set to release in sometime of 2020. Songs of Conquest, made by Lava Potion, which is a small team based in Sweden. Songs of Conquest is a turn-based game, taking its inspiration from a little title you might have heard of, Heroes of Might and Magic. You build a kingdom, raise your armies, and control powerful magicians called wielders. You'll quest around for loot, fight monsters, optimize build orders, and strategize to pick off the enemy teams. Lava Potion has said that combat will be a major part of the game. You'll recruit troops, and wielders will command them on the battlefield. This will be made available for both PC and Mac, and multiplayer at launch will be local. However, they're hoping to expand this after its initial launch. From what I've seen so far, I'm really impressed with the pixelated art style and the overall development updates this team has been pushing out to keep us in the loop. It'll be fun to see how well these pixels will translate into a strategy game. My guess is it'll be very similar to a game called Duelist, but more immersive in the sense that you'll have actual ties to your units. This game is set to release in 2020. WARCRAFT 3 Reforged. When I was just a small lad, a friend of mine bought the battle chest for WARCRAFT and we played the campaign for hours. At that time, I didn't realize RTS was a genre. Nearly 2 decades later, WARCRAFT is getting a complete visual and gameplay overhaul. You can expect better looking heroes, buildings, units, 62 missions spanning across the WARCRAFT universe, 4 diverse factions with 40 plus hours of campaign game time. If you missed out back in the early days of WARCRAFT, do make sure to check this one out, as it's one of the most fan sought after titles in our lifetime. Whether you are putting your faith in the Alliance or causing chaos for the Horde, WARCRAFT 3 will be a staple in the RTS genre once it's fully released. Sometime in 2020, as Blizzard would say, when it's ready. The Settlers. Another one of those titles, if you played this back in the early days, you might have some real nostalgia for it. The Settlers is a brand reboot like REFORGED is to WARCRAFT. It combines a fresh take on the familiar gameplay mechanics of this series, with new features like a new food system and motivations meta game to create a unique game experience. The campaign can be both played solo or co-op with optional side missions. It will also offer online multiplayer modes for PvP skirmishes, all while utilizing the Ubisoft Snowdrop engine, which makes all the gameplay I've seen so far visually appealing. Personally, I have never played any Settlers game. However, I have both pre-ordered and have been following its development, so rest assured, we will definitely be checking out this little title. It's sort of like a city builder game with combat mechanics. My guess is it's very similar to Age of Empires, but will not be as historically accurate. However, it is set to release in 2020. Phantom Brigade. Now, Phantom Brigade is a hybrid turn-based and real-time tactical RPG, which is focused on in-depth customization and player-driven stories. Phantom Brigade is looking to expand by adding a cinematic spin to the turn-based genre. By using a slick UI system to help predict enemy movements, it will allow you to orchestrate precisely timed countermeasures, and once finished, you get to watch it all unfold. This game will be featuring a rich customization system which enables you to fine-tune the performance of your mechs, install a wide selection of equipment, and access a wealth of customization options. The Phantom Brigade team has also mentioned that every level of every square inch will be completely destructible, so you can blow up covers and collapse buildings all over your enemies. At first I thought this was going to be just some other XCOM clone, however, after watching some trailers, I was proven completely wrong. I'm excited to see what this game has in store for us, and I definitely want to play the campaign for it. Stay tuned, as this game will be releasing in 2020. Stronghold Warlords. Moving the series eastward to China, Japan, Vietnam, and Mongolia allows you to besiege great khans, imperial warlords, and shogun commanders in this title, the latest Firefly Classic RTS Castle Sim series. This is not your typical RTS, as Stronghold features much more focus on the macro or economical endeavors of your experience. For the first time ever, Stronghold Warlord allows you to recruit, upgrade, and command AI warlords across the battlefield in the form of warlords. Each warlord under your command boosts your strategic prowess with unique perks, characteristics, and upgradable abilities. You can put them to work in your industry, fortify your borders, forging weapons, or team up for a pincer attack. Each campaign mission, skirmish game, and multiplayer game means a fresh set of warlords to command and strategic depths to discover. Gameplay I've seen so far seem very interesting because I'm very fond of base building games, and they seem to be really focused on that. From how low quality your houses are, making your population unhappy, to building temples and giving them a little boost. They are currently in the pre-alpha stage, and what you see so far is subject to change. Firefly has been very active in pumping out community updates on their YouTube page and Discord, so if you want to be a great leader and become the Emperor of the Lands of Asia, Stronghold is set to release in 2020. Evil Genius 2, World Domination. Now, don't laugh, because this title actually looks pretty damn interesting. Evil Genius 2 by Rebellion is a satire, spy-fi layer builder where players can take control of a Bond-like villain to set their plans for world domination in motion. You build your unique evil layer and covert operations, train forces for criminal minions, defend your layer from the forces of justice, and dominate the world with a doomsday device in this direct sequel to the 2004 cult classic. There isn't much information out about this yet. We did have a peek at the trailer during E3, and Steam says it will release in 2020. It kind of reminds me of the Dungeon Keeper series. Since I haven't played the first iteration, I can't really speak much for it. However, because I'm sort of excited for this, it'd be nice to see a different take on the strategy genre and being, evil. Last but not least, Humankind. Humankind is Multiplute Studios' magnum opus, a historical turn-based strategy game where you will rewrite the entire narrative of humankind. A convergence of culture, history, and values that allow you to create a civilization that is unique as you are. A 4X title that allows you to create your own civilization by combining 60 historical cultures from the Bronze to modern age. You may start as ancient Egypt and then evolve into the Romans or perhaps the Vikings. Each culture brings its own special gameplay layer, leading to nearly endless outcomes. The journey is what matters, not the destination. You will face historical events, lead famous figures of humankind, and make scientific breakthroughs, discover the natural wonders of the world, or build the most remarkable creations of humankind. Each game element is historically authentic. Combine them to build your own vision of the world. Amplitude is known to pump out some great titles like the Endless Space series and the Endless Legends series. So expanding on this to bring us yet another 4X title, but with a twist of how to progress the human history is all just too good to be true. This game is set to release in 2020. And that pretty much wraps up my top 10 games list of 2020. So if these are of any interest to you, do put it down in the comment sections down below. If there are any other games that I might have missed, go ahead and put it down there as well, and I'll go I'll check them out. That's what I tried to say. Anyways, I'm Too Sketchy, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Too sketchy.